Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to show you my office. So this office has been an ongoing project for about the last sort of maybe 2 or 3 months, just sort of, picking away at things, getting things, done and in their place and working and things like that. The reason I converted this room from the spare bedroom into an office space is because I, a while ago, decided I want to get a lot more into my YouTube video, start creating more content, more consistent content. And also because Jessica, my girlfriend, is at the moment partway through her personal training course that she's doing at Polytech, and she needed a good place where she can study and get some work done, get homework done, and use the internet and everything like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So just so I can get it out of the way first, I'm just gonna this is my office chair. I'm just gonna move this out of the way so that it's easy to see things. It's not anything fancy. It's just a basic. It's actually a compilation of a couple of different office chairs. Originally, the base here with the wheels was just like one of those regular short back ones, and then there was this big high back thing was on the street labelled as free, and it's in pretty good condition. So what I did was I took that, but the rest of it was pretty well broken. That's why it was free. So I managed to sort of marry together this one, which is in good condition, and that part, which is in good condition. And now I've got myself a nice high back chair which I can lean back on, which is the main thing I wanted. In the future though, when I can justify the money for it, I do want to upgrade to either an Omega Racing or I think it's GTX racing chair. I really love those, but yeah, that's something for the future. I'll probably, as you can tell by what the sort of theme that I'm going for in this room, get one which is like black with white inserts. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So I think what I'll do, just so I make sure I don't miss anything, I'm just going to sort of go left to right and tell you about each and everything as I go along. So the very first thing that we've got at the left here, this is my GoPro case. This is like what I keep all my GoPro accessories and mounts and different things in. That just lives here against the wall. And then this is like my homemade floating GoPro pole, which I use for wakeboarding and snowboarding and stuff sometimes. I've yet to find a place for this. I actually did recently just get this out from under the bed, and I want to find a nice place to like hang it up either vertically or horizontally somewhere in this room. But that's like the only thing I've really got left to do in this room. So that's that. The left hand side here, it's going to be quite hard to see just because it's all black and it's in a couple of black stackers. So here we've got one of these really nice old Technics stacker systems. This was donated to me by my auntie. She donated it to me because the amplifier section, the output side of this amplifier has actually died, unfortunately, but everything else still works really well. Like the tuner works, this is a EQ that still works, the distribution system in the amplifier still works, and the CD player still works. So I am running most of my sounds through this system, but I'll show you what the speakers are being amplified by in a little bit, because it's not being amplified by the output of this amplifier. And then they're just sitting on a couple of these little sort of box cube things which I got from Kmart. They were quite cheap. At the top here we got microphone. That microphone is connected to the DJ gear. On top we've got a couple of little sort of knick-knacky things. Got myself a couple more coasters. These are actually granite samples which you can choose to use for your countertop if you're doing up your kitchen, and Mum and Dad gave them to me because they had them lying around and they said they make quite nice coasters. Left speaker, unboxing knife, paperweight. This is like an Xbox paperweight that I made in must have been like year 10 or something like that. So that would have been when I was around about like 14 years old. AC/DC Black Ice CD cover. Okay, so now the DJ gear. This is like the first sort of main thing in this room. We've got 2 CDJ 1000 Mark IIIs, 2 CDJ 400s, and a DJM 700, all Pioneer. Obviously all hooked up together, and the CDJ 400s are also connected to this old 2011 MacBook Pro, which I now only use for running these because the battery in this a while ago exploded, and as you can see, cracked the mouse pad. And when you have a battery out of these and just run it straight off the power supply, it runs at about half the speed that it potentially can. Apparently, like, it drops down to like 1 gigahertz or something like that. I read it online, I'm not sure. So yeah, it doesn't really have the computing power to do much these days, except for just be an audio interface for this. And the reason I have this little computer set up as well as the CDs is because if I download like a new song or buy a new song online, but I haven't had the time yet to burn it to a CD to play it in these, then I can just load it into Tractor and play it through these and, you know, have a go with it, see what I can do. As you can see here, I've got this really nice piece of, like, you know, laminated sort of wood grain wood going along the back there. That was like a little, I've done a lot of custom work in this room just to make everything sort of right and up to my standard. If you watch my other videos, you'll know that I am in car audio installations and fabrication business, so I have access to, you know, different varieties of wood and am quite handy, you know, with fabricating things like that. So I decided I want to cover up all the wires. That's the whole point of this, is to make it look really clean. Covered up all of the Pioneer DJ setup wires by making this nice piece of wood which goes all the way to the edge of the CDJs. But I've left a gap here because I don't know if you can see it, but I've left a gap here because I've got LED lights running along behind it which shine up. Actually, I'll put that on change color mode. See, LED lights running along behind the desk which shine up through and look really nice. Headphones here, I've just got 2 pairs of headphones hanging on a couple of 3M hooks. These are my main DJing headphones, they're Sennheisers. Sorry I don't know the model of them, they were just a good deal when I bought them at the electronics store, and I got 2 pairs for the price of 1. So I do have another brand new pair of those lying in the sitting in the drawer in the bedroom. Those are my main pair, I really like them. Sennheiser are amazing. And these here, these are like some just really cheap Philips headphones which I won as a spot prize. I have them hung up because they're quite nice and white and match the sort of white theme that I've been going for here in this room, so that's just why I've put them there. On the wall here, my acoustic foam. This acoustic foam was an idea that I took from TechSource, the YouTube channel, very good stuff there. The main reason I originally decided I wanted to do it was because when I was recording videos in this room for YouTube, it was quite echoey, and it still is a wee bit echoey, although that is probably just because I'm just using the built-in GoPro mic. But trust me, it was much worse before I put this acoustic foam up. See, now I'm pointing at the acoustic foam, talking towards it, and there's much less echo. As you can tell, something else I've done is painted half of them. So originally what I bought was a package where it was only about 60 bucks New Zealand dollars. It was a really good deal, and it came with like 6 black ones and 6 charcoal ones. So these used to be charcoal, but I managed to spray paint them just with, you know, ordinary cheap white spray paint, and they turned out really good. They're not complete like flat white, they're nowhere near as white as, like, say, these headphones or hooks or anything like that, but they have come out much whiter than what they were, and I think they look really good. That's the other thing about them, they're quite a nice sort of feature piece for the wall. They just, you know, aesthetically wise. Over here we just got, you know, a couple of officey bits and bobs. Jess uses this stuff for her studies and that. Right hand speaker for the DJ gear. This speaker is not hooked up, it's just acting as like another sort of support for the laptop to sit on. In fact, there's a bit of a gap under there, and I don't know if you can see, but it's just sitting on a thin roll of plastic sellotape under there, but laptop's not going anywhere. Those are just, you know, sitting there for support reasons. Down here I've got big plug box for all of this stuff. The reason I've got this out on display and not hidden away is because this actually has a little, don't know if you can see it, but there's an on-off switch on it, and I like to be able to sort of just walk over, flick the switch and turn it all on at once rather than turning each of these devices on manually or leaving them on the whole time. So that's why that's out on display. Active subwoofer, that is connected to the DJ gear. That is connected to one of the RCA audio outputs of the amplifier over here. Now, so we've gone past the subwoofer, we're now over to the big L-shaped desk. This desk, it was on Trade Me, which is like New Zealand's eBay. It was on Trade Me for, I think, $1 reserve, meaning it's like an auction and it starts at $1 and just goes up from there depending on what people think it's worth. I was the only bidder and I got it for $1. And when I was emailing the guy, you know, telling him, you know, I'm ready to pick it up and stuff like that, he said, just don't worry about the $1, just take it away. So this desk was actually free, which I'm quite stoked about. Going from the left side to the right, got my UDG gear.com CD wallet. This is like got all my CDs from my DJing gear in it. Xbox One Lunar white Xbox controller. That was a gift from my girlfriend Jess. I really like it. It's so pretty and so nice. My Xbox isn't actually in this room. It's in the lounge with the big TV and the rest of the sound setup. The reason I have that controller in here is just because I think it looks really nice and it matches the theme and everything like that. I do have another Xbox controller, the one that came with the Xbox, which was the Xbox I've got is the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare one, so I've got like the grey controller that came with that. So this at the moment is just living in here as like a spare for when we want to do 2-player, and also just because it looks really nice. Mount Hutt poster. As you guys know, I go skiing to snowboarding at Mount Hutt quite often. And then we've got a few cables here. Got my GoPro USB cable, a genuine Apple iPhone cable. This one here is a little USB to 3.5 jack charging cable. That charges a little LED light which goes on this GoPro, just mounts up on the left hand side of it. Here we've got just a little bamboo sort of dock thing, so like that charges my Apple Watch, and then obviously a spot for my iPhone. So my iPhone 5S can just sit there when I'm, if I want to see it while I'm doing work on the computer, which by the way has this really nice bamboo case on it, which pretty much blends into the desk. It's the exact same material as that. Crazy. And it looks really nice against these white mats that I've got here. I'm going to go underneath here. So just underneath here, I've got the switch for the lava lamp, so I can just turn that on and off really discreetly without anyone seeing the switch. Here we've got my spare Seagate 2TB hard drive. This was my main hard drive for my GoPro and vlogging media up until recently when I bought a 5TB one, because this one filled up. So now this one's completely empty and used as my portable or spare 2TB hard drive. Here we've got a little USB 2 hub, which I don't use anymore, but I just keep it under there because in the making of this office I plasti dipped this white to kind of make it look a bit nicer, and I just leave it under there for ornamental and aesthetic purposes. Under here we've got my Samsung Galaxy Tab, which is like from the year 2011 or 2012, really old. I use it occasionally but not that often. In there you won't be able to see it, but this is my 5TB hard drive in here, just hidden away underneath the computer, micro SD card reader, and there's also a second 2TB hard drive further in underneath there, which I use for my Time Machine, which is like the backup for Apple. So now I've done everything underneath. Let's look on top. Obviously you've got the lava lamp from back in the old days, sitting on another one of these big granite coasters. These stands I got from Trade Me, and I can't remember if I did a video on them a while ago or not. I do really like them. They lift the computer up to the height that I like, but I think one thing I did decide was that I was not that happy with the quality of them for the price that I paid. Like, they are just cheap injection molded plastic, and I think I paid, for the whole lot somewhere between like 60 and $90 for the whole lot of them. It's all modular, so that's one cool thing. You can pick and choose your sizes and like assemble at whatever shapes you need. Like, you can get these feet caps, right angle corners, different lengths. So there's a long length here, a medium length, and a short length, a T-junction feet. And like, it is cool because it's modular and you can assemble whatever shape you need, but price wise it's too much for the quality of it, because the quality is, I'd say, a 6 or 7 out of 10. So that's those. Speakers, these are my really old Logitech, I think they're called X530 speakers. Quite old, but I still am really, really happy with the sound quality of them. And as you can tell, these are also white. They were originally black. I personally plasti dipped all of this stuff white, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then we got another little USB port here as well. This one's like, sort of metal. I think it's meant to kind of, because if you look at the side, there's that chrome sort of piece there. As you can tell, I think it's meant to resemble the Apple keyboard, although dimension wise it is a bit different. And then we just got, a couple of things over here. So we got my Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil monkeys. Got them in Vietnam. And this is another little woodwork thing I made back in year 7. Just another bit of nostalgia. Tag from the girlfriend. And yeah, now the computer. So it's an iMac 21.5 inch. When did I get it? I got it, I think, just last year. So it's like the 2015 model or 2014 or no, yeah, 2015 model, I believe. It's not completely spec'd out, but it's like pretty stock standard performance wise. But one thing I did do was upgrade to I think 16 gigabytes of RAM. So we're on OS X iCaptain, 2.7 gigahertz Intel Core i5, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I believe 1 terabyte of SATA storage. Yeah, so here we can see my other storage devices as well. My Macintosh hard drive is a terabyte of serial drive. I got my big 5 terabyte powered hard drive with all my media on it, and then my Seagate backup, which is like my Time Machine drive. That's the iMac, pretty standard. I upgraded to that a while ago for editing purposes, so I can use Final Cut Pro on it now. As you can see down here, I've got Final Cut Pro. I'm just finished editing a vlog. Vlogging glasses, that's where they live. These are my Casey Neistat Nybands. I made a whole video on why I copied this idea and how I made these and things like that. You can check that out here. Granite coaster, coffee. Now something I haven't covered is these things. I made these myself at work, as I said, in fabrication. So these are just like, I think about like maybe 4mm MDF panels, which I have then wrapped in white vinyl and adhesived it too. So they're basically just like mouse mats, or I suppose keyboard and mouse mats. They slide around, but they work really good for the mouse and the keyboard and stuff like that. Modular, so I can take one or two of them away if I want. This whole section does go up and down, but at the height it is now, I'm happy with anyway. Like, it doesn't need to go any lower down. And as you can see, the other thing I haven't covered is I do have LED strip running the whole way around here, around the back, underneath there, and underneath there. So the controller is like under here, and it comes all the way around, tees off there. One section goes along there, and the other section goes out like it drops a cable all the way down to the floor, comes up in that corner, and then continues along there. And that's all my LEDs. And then a fake pop line, just had a white base. I thought that'll match. As you may be, able to tell by this point, I've gone for like a white and wood grain theme. So I've got my white mats, my white speakers, my white monitor stands, white coasters, white pot plant, white acoustic foam, some white headphones here, a white Xbox controller, and then I've got the big wood grain countertop, watch charger, phone case, and then a matching piece over the back here. So as you can tell, this and this are the same type of wood grain. So at the right hand side here we have got our printer. Me and Jess bought this together a while ago just so she could print some stuff off for Polytech purposes and study and projects and things like that. Something I installed in order to help us at night to be able to see what we're doing when we're trying to print things off or whatever, is if I just turn this switch on up here, we've got some bright white LED lights which shine down onto here, and as you can see, even in the daytime there's a huge difference. So there's off and there's off. They're very, very bright and they work really well. So yeah, printer, white LED lights. So up here, these are my controllers. So up here, these are my controllers for my LEDs. This one here, it does the white one, so I just push that once and it turns them on. And then we've got other things here, like you can make them strobe and stuff, but I never do that. So they're dimmable and you can do all sorts of stuff with them, but I just leave them on maximum brightness, and then I can just hold that one to turn it off. This one here controls the colored LEDs which go the length of the desk and stuff. So this one here, if I push through that, it goes through different modes, like flashing different colors and stuff. I usually just leave it on fade, which is where it just slowly transitions between all the colors. And then this one here at the end, if I push this, go through this one, it just cycles through all the colors. Which I sometimes leave on this color here, which is just like flat white, which I think looks quite nice with the rest of the setup. But if I'm not having it on white, then I push this one on the end here and put it back to fade, where it goes through all the colors. And I can turn them off as well with the middle button. Just hold that and they all turn off. Push it once, they turn back on. So now I said I'd talk about this earlier. The speakers for the DJ gear setup. So the sound for comes out of the mixer, goes to this amplifier / distribution system, and then out from there to this amplifier here. We've got a Rockford Fosgate old school 400 watt 4-channel amplifier, which I'm using to power those speakers, and a big 12 volt power supply is down in behind there. So that's what's powering the speakers. Something else interesting, this shelf wasn't here before. I put that in myself, just some screws from the side and from the back, and also managed to find a piece of wood which is the same grain. I'm very finicky and obviously OCD about that sort of thing, because I'm quite proud of the fact that, you know, I've got this piece of wood mounted up in there and it's the same colour wood and everything like that. Now, cable management. It's not quite Mars bar level, but I did take inspiration from him and put into this office to try and make it everything as tidy as I can. It's not super tidy down here, but obviously above the desk you can't see any of it, so it's all good. So I've got a couple of you know, big 6-block surgeon for powering everything in this room. This is the only plug box in the whole room, so I actually have to power everything off it, including all of the DJ gear, the lights, the computer, both the sound systems, the printer, light over in that corner. Got myself an Ethernet power adapter, so that receives internet through the power lines from the router in the lounge, and then gives me Ethernet to this Belkin wireless router, which I've got here acting as a second access point for the network. So this has its own Wi-Fi network on it as an access point, and also acts as a switch for the things I've got in this room, i.e. the 2 laptops. That subwoofer there is for the speakers on top of the desk, the Logitech ones. Now the other thing I did do, which you may be able to see, is originally this desk was a different height. As you can see, I've managed to get the height of this desk pretty much exactly the same as the height of this desk. Just another OCD thing. The way I did that was I just made up some feet. So this is the desk, and then this is a separate bit of wood. I managed to get the exact right height by finding a piece of wood which is the same wood grain, again being OCD about it, and then having, if you can see down there's like a piece of 6mm MDF on the bottom. So the height of this 18mm wood plus the 6mm wood, about 24mm is what I needed, / an inch higher. So I've got a piece there, a piece in the corner there, and then at this side what I've got instead is I've got on the bottom a big piece of wood grain wood, and then on top of that just a little piece of L-shaped MDF which goes around the corner where this foot sits on, which you can see. So you can see there's like that piece of wood continues onto here, and that lifts it up the extra 6mm I needed. The reason I'm bothering to show you guys these things like that is just because it's all those extra little things in setups and stuff that you don't always get to see or hear about that make all the difference. Like, otherwise, if I didn't tell you about those sort of things, it would just seem like everything just fit together perfectly and easily without any actual effort required. But I'm showing you those to show the amount of effort that I've put into making this office my own and making it, you know, as flush and matching as I possibly can. And then obviously on the other side of the office here we just got an armchair, Jess's giant teddy, Jess's drum kit, some spare storage stuff like some big books and some extra tools and stuff, and then we really just sort of get into miscellaneous stuff on this whole side. Rockford Fosgate poster, because you know I love Rockford Fosgate. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even mention here, this is just a trash can, white obviously. And that, guys, is pretty much my whole office setup. So if you like my setup, you know, let me know in the comments. If you got any suggestions, definitely shout them out, I might consider them. If there's something you particularly liked about it, you know, let me know in the comments. Also, I love praise and that sort of thing. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, and yeah, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in my next vlog. Ka kite anō.
Every morning I wake up and grab a pencil and journey into the world of my mind that has the potential to take me to anywhere I imagine. I travel into invisible space and focus to help me capture the physical realm. Life is a journey and I'm living to dwell. Some rappers wanna test me lyrically, I'm giving them hell. Something like a verbal mystic, put them into a spell. Something like my words are twisted like this is a pretzel.